Hey guys, Matty Ice from Skullmonkeys Paintball here. Today we're going to do an installation / review of the TechT L7 Bolt for the RSX Shocker and XLS. What you'll need is the original grease we're going to use today, so any grease will do. TechT Bolt itself, the bolt stop, and the bolt bumper, including a rag just in case we have to clean anything up. We're going to use our special edition from Under Industries that they made us for our new jerseys. Thanks, Under. Appreciate it. Chris Wrangle, you're awesome. All right, to begin, we're gonna prep the marker itself. If you have a tank or a hopper connected, just remove that. We're gonna degas the marker itself. The way you can degas this marker is go ahead and power the marker on. Double click the power button and shoot once and it should degas the marker. Now that you've done that, go ahead and power the marker off. Now we'll remove the bolt guide from the marker itself. To do that, there's a little button at the back of the marker, if you can see here. Go ahead and press that. The bolt should pop out like so. Take that bolt out. You can set your marker to the side. We'll begin working on the bolt itself. Now we'll unscrew the two sections of the bolt canister. You can do this by holding the silver and gold section and unscrewing it counterclockwise. As you can see, pretty easy to get uninstalled. Some of yours might be tighter if they're from the factory and you haven't unscrewed them, but it shouldn't be too difficult. Sometimes you can even use a rag to hold either sides and it'll help with that process. So we'll go ahead and put the front of the bolt off to the side and we'll remove the bolt stop. If you can see down inside of the canister there's a hole in the middle that we're going to drop our bolt bumper down into. So take your bolt bumper, looks like this here, it should be inside of your container. Drop that right inside of the back section of your bolt guide. So now you can see it's free floating. What I do is I use the old bolt and the back section of that bolt to force that down into the hole until it doesn't go any further. Now, what you can do is install your new bolt stop in the back of the canister. Let's install the new bolt now. Place your back bolt canister off to the side. We're going to take the front section here of the bolt in the canister, and I'm going to pry those pieces apart. You no longer need this back section of the bolt, so we're just going to set this piece off to the side. Take your new bolt. We're going to make sure that the O-rings do have some grease on them, so use your grease there. Just lightly go over those O-rings in the back. I like to do the front one as well. It does help to make it slide in a little easier. Now, take the bolt, force it through the front side of the bolt canister until you can see that first O-ring, like so here. Now what you can do is take your back section of the canister and we can screw those two together, like so. Just make sure too that you check all your external O-rings, that they still have some grease while you have the bolt guide out of the marker itself. So in my case, I'm just going to add just a little bit of grease on each one of these O-rings before installing it back into my marker. Just don't want any wear and tear. Okay, great. Now your bolt is installed. Next, we're going to do some testing. I'll have some test results for what we have done with changing our dwell from 14 to 12. And it'll give you a general idea of the volatility of changing your dwell. Because due to changing your dwell settings, it can cause some volatility in how your marker will shoot. So just go ahead, install your bolt canister like so, and you're all done. Take a look at our results and you can determine yourself on what you would like to set your marker at. We're going to choose 14 because of the volatility.